Alright, I'm about to make the video that no one else has for some reason. Okay, let's say you got a CompuStar room, the thing, right? So I have this, right? I have this, the 900, whatever, doesn't matter. As long this doesn't matter, it's the controller. And then you're gonna have your key fob, obviously. So after 5 hours of messing around with this and no help online, they don't want you to know this. So, super easy. For the most part, follow the wiring back here. So, if you have an old car, like mine, I have a 1994 Mazda Miata. Half of these you're not gonna need. These ones you will, especially that trunk one. But the lockout and stuff, they're also on here. So the lockout, I haven't tried yet. The unlock, I haven't tried. The only one I have connected is the tach and the brake. Those are the only ones that are actually connected to the car right now. So the tach is this wire. Just follow this, follow the color code, and then my tach, I have it connected up through my dash. Now on this dash, it's connected here. Right, so you disconnect these, and then you're gonna have, give me 1 second. All right, once you disconnect your dash, this is your tach. Now, this screws all the way through and into a module behind your tach. What you're gonna do, or what I did, undid this, put an eyelet on it, screw it on, made it long enough to reach, so I'm over here, so I can actually take it off. You could add a connector right here, but it's just the same thing. And then you're gonna attach everything back, and then you have tach signal. Okay. And then once you have your tach signal, you're gonna go down here, and off of this gray wire, you're also gonna connect your brake. Now, mine came out to light blue and white. Yours may be different. It could be the exact same. So you're gonna attach that to the brake cap down there. I have electric power steering, so I have this. You probably won't. So that connector, you can see it all the way back up in there. There's two wires. There's a green one, and then I think it's a white and green. You're gonna tap off of the green wire because the white and green is your hot, and the solid green is basically your signal wire. It goes to your brake lights and tells it when to turn on and stuff. So you're gonna tap into that, and that's gonna be your brake. So when you remote start, and then you get in the car and you hit the brake, the remote start turns off, and you're back to regular function. Okay, so that one's connected and that one's connected. You do have all the extra wires. I have mine tied off to what I need. Just so you know, if you have an old car and you don't have a trunk release and you installed one, you're gonna have to use this bottom one. This one right here, this is just for a signal. This is just like if a button gets pressed, like if you have one like the newer Mazdas where it's a button, you press it and then the trunk opens, then it'll send a signal out, but it's gonna send it out through this side. So here is all the gray wires. It's gonna send it out through this right here, which is your door out and your trunk out. So just remember that. If it says in, that means it's signal in. When it's out, it means it's sending a signal out. See, these say out, and then here it says trunk. Where is it? Trunk in, door in. Those are for your doors. So when you open your door, it'll send a signal. Like let's say you have newer cars, you have something in your doors, like your lights, your dome lights. It'll send it out through there, and then it'll take it in from your door and send it out through there. Okay, anyways, so then you connect these. So on the NA Miatas, and the 94s specifically, because that's what mine is, this is not what you want to do. This is not a pretty job. I wanted to make sure it works. I spent the last 5 hours trying to figure out what was wrong. Okay, this top wire, it's connected to your what's this white one? White is gonna be your accessories. So that's your accessories, and then your green is going to be your ignition output input. So what that means, white turns on your radio, turns on your cigarette lighter, turns on that. Ignition turns on your fuel pump, turns on your dash, turns on your lights, turns everything else on. Tells what the car needs to be, what it needs to be on for the car to run. If you have those flip and you try to remote start, it won't start because your fuel pump will be off. So if you try it and remote start and it's just turning over the motor and not starting, try flipping them, because that's what happened to me. I had these flip. Now on the Miata, it's a black and white to white, and then you have a blue down here. You have a blue to green, and then your starter is your blue to, or black to blue, but on your starter it's going to be black and red. So don't get confused, because there's also a black and red here. I don't remember what this does. And then your two middle ones are your power. So you could take this and connect them to here. I have it connected to a different place. I'm going to install a fuse box all over there, so everything will be fused. So there's that. Okay, now what they don't tell you the most, everybody tells you this part, this is the easy part. What they don't tell you is coding your tach. Okay, and then to code your fob, you're gonna make sure everything's connected. Make sure you're connected up here, make sure you're connected down there to your brake and your tach, most important. Everything else is extra stuff. Your brake and your tach, most important, and then your starter, your ignition, and all that. Okay, you're gonna put it into the on position, and then you'll start it. It let it bang because I was cranking it without starting. All right, and then you click the brake, and then you're gonna code the key. Remote start, and then it'll figure out, be like, okay, this is the tach signal, got it. All right, and then it'll flash the lights once. So now, okay, so now it should work. It'll prime everything, and then it should start. Perfect. And then you can turn it off. Boom. Just like that. Nobody tells you this, okay? Don't be like me, spend 5 hours. Just watch this and you're good.